What's going on? Joe McCall here. Welcome to my open office hours where I'm actually going to look at deals live and show you what I would offer on vacant land deals. I've got two deals we're going to review today. One of them was submitted from a student. The other one is a deal that I'm actually working on. If you don't know, if you're not on my email list, I've been promoting a webinar that I'm doing with a good friend of mine, Chris Chico, tomorrow. And Chris is a friend of mine for a long, long time. One of the guys I learned the real estate business from. And he's a ninja at creating Facebook ads. And so one of the things that he does really, really well is create Facebook ad campaigns for real estate investors doing houses. And he contacted me and said, hey, listen, we're doing really well right now also with vacant land. Do you want to try it? I said, yeah, let's do it. So he's been running some Facebook ads for me for vacant land deals. And do you want to see them? I'll show you my campaign right here. I've got 36 leads so far. This guy's blowing me away. Let me share my screen right now. Do you see this? Boom. Okay, look, that looks pretty good. All right. So Chris Chico's been running these ads for me. I've got 29 new leads I've not reached out to yet. And 6 of them I left a message, sent them a text. One of them is not interested. But one of these, I need to evaluate and send her an offer. And I'm going to reevaluate that deal today. So got something cool for you first here. If you are interested in learning more about how to flip vacant land, if you haven't gotten my Simple Land Kit yet, go get it. SimpleLandKit.com. And on there, I give you my direct mail swipe file. I give you my 2 of my contracts. I give you the scripts that I use when I talk to sellers. What else? I call it the Land Watch Hack, my tool for finding realtors, and also finally my calculators. So I have some calculators and software that I use to evaluate deals, and I'll share that with you in SimpleLandKit.com. Check it out; it's free. After you opt in to get that, I will try to bribe you to come watch my webinar where I'm going to teach you how to use the things that are in that land kit. And if you go through that webinar, I'll show you step by step how these simple land flip deals happen, how they work. At the end of that webinar, I'm going to make an offer to you to join my program. Now, the cool thing about my program, guys, it's not cheap. It's not for everybody, but it's a done-for-you coaching program. So you get to get my land course. I'll teach you every week how this stuff works. And then this is something so cool. It's called the Business Completion Challenge. When you complete the course, within 6 months, if you complete the program, set up the systems like I teach you how to do, and make at least 25 written offers to sellers who respond to your marketing, I'll refund your money. I'll give it all back to you. To date, I've refunded over $422,000. It's probably up to $425,000 to date on people who have completed my courses. And I call it Business Completion Challenge. And if it's pretty amazing. And people ask, well, Joe, why would you do that? What's going on? Are you crazy? The reason I do it is real simple. It's an investment. I look at it as an investment in my most important asset, you all, my customers, my listeners, my audience, and all of that, right? And I know that if I invest in you, I put my money where my mouth is, and I invest in your success. I want to invest in massive action takers, that you'll be happy. You'll be a raving fan and a customer of life for life. Maybe you'll refer other people to me. Maybe you might invest in something else that I sell. But here's the real reason. I want to do more deals. A lot of you guys are bringing me deals to buy, to partner on, to lend on, and it's a win-win-win, right? So we all get to do deals, and I get great testimonials, which helps me sell more programs and coaching and things like that. So I love rewarding massive action takers, and it's something that I've been doing now for 4 years or so, and nobody else is doing this. Nobody. So I do require an investment. I'm not going to teach you how to do all of my entire thing for free, because people who pay attention. And I know that if you invest in yourself, here's my philosophy. I think I already said this, but if I can't make you money, then I don't deserve yours. And if you're willing to invest in yourself, I'm willing to invest in you. So go check it out at get the kit at SimpleLandKit.com. Get some free resources that'll take you to a webinar. And if you want, you can go to the webinar right now at SimpleLandClass.com, SimpleLandClass.com, and just get in watch the webinar. take me up on my offer, and you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. And I always say this, like, if you were like me for a long time, you buy course after course after course, and your wife is pretty ticked at you that you're spending so much money on your education and you're not making anything. Can any of you relate to that, right? Well, what if there was a program that taught you how to do deals step by step, that coached you and helped you hold your hand and set up the systems and did the marketing for you, and then gave you your money back after you went through the program and you finished it? Guys, I guarantee you this. I have the highest completion rate of anybody in the industry that sells coaching and education. The highest. Because I reward people who complete the program. I give you your money back. So I could talk about it forever. That's not why we're here, is it? We're here to talk about, let's make some deals. Let's do some deals. If you can, by the way, if you're watching right now live on Facebook or YouTube, even if it's been later, please comment down below and just say hi. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that if somebody could also please type in that URL right here, simplelandkit.com. Type it in the comments, either in Facebook or YouTube or wherever you are. I'd really, really appreciate it, okay? Now, the first deal I want to look at, I'll share my screen here in a minute. This was a deal submitted from a student of mine named Gabe. Oh, and I think this is a deal. Yep, this is a deal we're already working on. So I know this is a good deal. And I might as well just show it to you. Should I? Boy, oh boy, I can't. I can't do this one because we are actually, this is a deal that we're partnering with Gabe on right now. And we have it under contract with the seller. We've just started marketing the property. And I'd love to show you to you. Let's do this deal after we sell it. This is such a good deal. And you know, here's another thing too. We got another deal under contract in Florida for $215,000, 215 grand. We're selling it. It's about a 2-acre property right on the water. And we're selling it for $280,000. And we've got a realtor bringing a couple buyers today or tomorrow, maybe this weekend, on this property, right? And the seller just called or emailed us this morning and said, hey, do you still want to buy it? Because I'd like to cancel the agreement. Come on, you serious? So what's happened? What's just happened? What do you think? Well, she's found other buyers. Somebody else came to her and said, hey, we can pay you more than what you got. And I don't know how they found out about this, you know, her. Maybe she got a letter from somebody else. I don't know. But sometimes I have to be careful when I'm talking about deals. I'll have other wholesalers, other students kind of try to go behind our back and reach out to the seller. So anyway, this is a good deal. I think we're going to sell it. These deals, the student got under contract for $47.50 for 2 vacant lots. And I think we can sell each of them for $8,000 to $10,000. So if we sell it for 16 grand, our gross profit will be about 11,000. If we sell them for 20, gross profit will be about 15 grand. Better than a poke in the eye with a stick, right? Sweet deal. And this is in a very competitive county in North Carolina. Love it. And also I was talking to my acquisitions guy in my land business this morning, or no, just an hour ago. We got another 2 lots right next to each other like this one that we've got under contract, and we've already started marketing it, and we're getting a lot of traction on these things. So here's the thing. Why am I telling you all this? To brag? Yeah, kind of. Just to let you know that this business works. We're still doing land deals today. We have students doing land deals today. I wish I could show you some of these testimonials I've been getting from students that are just killing it right now. Just taking simple, massive action and doing deals, right? Okay, so I got another deal. This was a friend that sent to me. He lives near, where's that place where the golf tournament is? Do you remember? Augusta. Yes, he sent me a deal. There's 2 lots right next to each other. So I'm going to share my screen here. And he was just asking about these deals. Now, again, if you are a student, one of the things that I do for you guys is I review deals that you submit. And there was only one deal that was submitted this week for me to review. And I've already reviewed it. And we're partnering with the student on the deal. We're splitting the profits 50-50. and the student's doing a lot of the work. So normally when we do all the work or most of the work, we split it 75-25. If the student's helping doing the work, we just split it 50-50. But this deal should be a gross profit with this student of 10 grand, and we'll split it 50-50 with them. Everybody wins, right? This is a deal that came in from a friend, and he sent me this. And so let's just review it right now. Hopefully this screen works. Let me move this guy over here. This is in Augusta, Georgia. I've heard of Augusta before. A friend of mine went out there for the Masters recently. Let's see where this is. Just going to zoom out. Augusta's a small town. Did that say Hezbollah? No. Hezbollah. All right. Cool. I like small towns. But this is kind of a bigger small town, right? This looks like it's maybe on the outskirts of the suburbs of that town, next to a lake. Let's go to satellite view and see what we've got here. Let's zoom in. So who do you think is going to buy these two lots? Looks like there's two lots here. One of them is, let me move this here, 2419 and 2421. Yeah, so these two lots are for sale. Who's going to buy this property, right? Is it going to be a hunter? Somebody wants to go camping? No, it's going to be somebody who wants to build a house. So you got to be thinking also, are people still building homes here? Does this look like new construction to you? Maybe it does. Really interesting, huh? If I bring this yellow dude here to a street view, let's look on this street and see if these are new construction homes. Aha. That looks like new construction to me, doesn't it, to you? Now, this picture was taken in 2023 if you look down on Google, which you can't see, but on the bottom, it tells you. So, I like this, right? This is a neighborhood where somebody is building new homes. Nice. So, again, our two lots that we're looking at is right here. Now these two lots, it's interesting. These look like new homes right here. If I go on this street, yeah, these are newer homes, right? But if I go on this street, I drag my yellow dude, these are older homes. But this looks good. So my friend sent me an email saying, hey, he said, I got one that could be interesting. He wants to, I think he wants to buy them for 10 grand, but the owner wants 15 grand. So is this a good deal? What would you offer on these properties? Let's look at it some more, okay? I've got the address of these two lots. I'm going to copy this here. And I want to get some more information on these, right? So I'm going to go to landglide.com. I'm going to log in. Type the address. The owner is Michael Brown, Sr. By the way, my YouTube editor video guy, I always need you to blur out these addresses and personal information, or else YouTube will ban the video for cyberbullying. Anyway, these are 0.26 acre lots. They're both 0.26 acres, a quarter acre. The owner lives in Stockbridge, Georgia. By the way, if you want to go see, well, who is buying this new land here and building these new homes, GC Holding Group, the GC Holding Group LLC. They're based out of Augusta, Georgia, and here's their mailing address right here, right? Do you think maybe, you guys can see that, right? If I let me move my screen here. Okay. Yeah, you guys can see that, sort of. My screen might be cutting it off a little bit. My apologies. In fact, let me just zoom out a little bit. Is that better? Okay, good. That's better. But the owner's name and address is right here, right? So if I'm going to buy a vacant lot, close to some of lots that are building new homes on. Do you think it might be a good idea to call that owner, maybe even call the realtor who's been selling and listing these properties and talk to them? Yeah, that would be a good idea. So these are 1/4 acre lots. Cool. All right. So I'm going to now copy this address. I just like to go to Redfin. Redfin is my favorite kind of resource for all of this. Paste that in there. Oh, look at this. It's currently listed for sale for 15 grand. Ah, this changes things, doesn't it? Here's the thing. If you're a wholesaler, and this friend of mine is an experienced investor, so I'm not sure what he's doing here. He might be thinking he wants to buy the lots to sell the homes, to build homes on them. He's not probably trying to wholesale this. But this is a good lesson learned, and I want to talk about this because a lot of students that are new in the wholesaling business, they might find a good deal that's on the MLS for 100 grand. They go and offer 90 grand, right, with the hopes of wholesaling it, right? The problem is you're going to have to sell it for what? 95 to 100 grand. Well, why is that a good deal? I'm not talking to Matt who brought this deal to me. I'm just saying to all of you, if you're a new wholesaler, a new investor in this business, you make an offer for 90 grand. It's listed on the MLS for 100. That's not a good deal. You're going to have to turn that around and sell it to somebody else for 95, 100 grand. Maybe you're going to hope to get it for 105. But why would they buy it from you for 100 or 105 when they can buy it on the MLS for 100 themselves? And usually sometimes they might be their own agent, so they can keep the commissions. You've got to think of this in terms of, if your goal is to wholesale this house, this vacant lot, what's going to make that deal most attractive to the most buyers? Does that make sense? So you also now got to be thinking about, all right, well, my end buyer is going to look at this property history. They're going to see that this vacant lot was listed for sale for 15 grand. We'll look at it in a minute, but it's been on the market for 194 days. So if you're going to sell it, you're going to get it under contract for 10, try to wholesale it for 15, 17. They're going to be like, why would I buy this? This thing has been on the market for a long time and it never sold. So you got to think in terms of, what price would I need to sell this property for to make it attractive to other buyers? I'm looking at this lot in particular here. Let's go here. It's listed for sale for 15 grand. If I want to wholesale it, I'm going to wholesale it for maybe 10 grand. I want to list it. I want to sell it and advertise it for 10 grand, maybe even less. I want to go in to say, well, who are these guys that are buying these other properties here? Let's look at, I'm just going to look at one of these homes here. Let's see what address this is. 2415 Dakar. Let's open up a new Redfin window. Let's paste that address in there. Let's see if we can get a history of this property. This is a new construction. Wow, 4 bedrooms and 1,200 square feet. Sometimes you can get property history here. Let's go to sales tax history. All right, this property was sold in 2000. So this home was built. Oh, maybe not. So like sometimes it's hard. This in 2000, this probably was 1.2 million. Was probably it's part of a multi-property sale. This was probably what the contractor paid for all of the vacant land there. Or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Or they bought the vacant land in 2018 for 60 grand. Not sure. Interesting, huh? Let's look this up in FreedomSoft. I'm going to copy this address. Let's go to FreedomSoft. You can get good property details sometimes here. Well, okay, this is interesting. It shows the last sale date was April 2020 for 1.2 million, but it's still coming up as 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It might have been, yeah, I don't know. All right, well, let's do this then. Let's go and look to see. Well, okay, what I'm thinking you should do when you're looking at properties like this, find out who the owner is and just call them. Neck Commercial Properties LLC. That's the owner. They bought this property. They've owned it since 2020. Maybe it's somebody that built a bunch of homes and they're just renting them out. I don't know. But send them a letter, contact them, skip trace them, and see, hey, I think you own some property here in the area. Are you looking for some more? Sometimes also you can go in here and see who the listing agents were that listed these properties. I'm going to click on this map, nearby homes for sale. Let's go to solds in the last year. See, these homes right here are the ones we're looking at. Our vacant lots are the ones right here. And let's just make sure we're looking at houses. Let's look at the last 2 years. Last 3 years. Last 5 years. I'm looking for, here we go. All right, so you can go into some of these properties that sold 5 years ago. Like this was new construction. And now it says off market, but let's open one of them. So back in 2020, this property sold, this new home construction. This is the way new home builders do it, right? It sold for $89,900. Look at this. Listed by Wade Journey. All right. That would be one of the first guys I would call if I was going to make an offer on a vacant lot in this area. I'd call this realtor, Wade Journey. If you Google him, just go to Google and search. You find his LinkedIn profile here. Looks like a nice guy. And his contact info. I don't understand LinkedIn. LinkedIn is dumb. But you find his information there. Wade Journey Homes. This realtor might be the owner of... Wade Journey Homes. Firm website. CenturyCommunities.com. So it's a realtor, investor, builder. All right. But Google them, find them, call them, talk to them, and see, hey, are you looking to do more deals here? Do you know anybody who is? Now, back to this lot here, okay? This is the lot that my friend Matt sent to me and said, hey, what should I offer on it? It's listed for sale for 15. He's thinking he should offer 10. So if you were to ask me, I bet you he wants to buy it to build a vacant lot. He probably doesn't want to wholesale it. So let's look at this a couple different ways. So what I did is I opened up, just so you kind of see what I'm doing here. I went to the property that was this listing on Redfin. I click on this map. Click on nearby homes for sale. I'm going to go here to home type, click land, just vacant land. And you can see here, our property is in the center of this map. I'm going to sort this from low to high. And I'm going to zoom out. Oh yeah, I'm going to do one more filter here. Let's do another filter for lot size. I'm going to do 9,500 to half acre. Remember, our property is about 0.24 acres. So there's 3. 15, 15, and 17. Let's zoom out one more time. I'm looking for active comps because I want to know what my competition is. So these two properties, these two vacant lots right next to each other, are already the cheapest ones out there. I could zoom out again, see what happens. I got one way out here for 14.5. So again, I'm thinking if I want to sell these things, if I want to wholesale them, I'm going to list them for maybe 9,900. I want them to be cheap, which means I'm going to offer maybe 1,000 or 2,000 the way I'm looking at this. Let's look at sold comps. I'm going to switch to solds. There's nothing in the last 3 months, 6 months. Nothing except this 2,500. Let's go back to the year. All right, this makes me nervous. I'm looking at this thinking there is no sold activity out here. And if I'm talking to the seller, you bet I'm talking to them about this one. That's for $2,500. shoot. I would probably offer $1,000. I don't really care about these lots. Doesn't look like it's an area of high demand. I don't want to wholesale them unless I'm going to be building new homes on them. There's no sold activity. There's a lot more actives than there are solds. And these things have been on the market for, almost 6 months, over 6 months. And even if I let's look at just houses. Let's look at solds in the last 3 months for homes, for houses. Any new construction here? This is an older property, right? Anybody building new homes in this area? Or doing any rehabbing? This might be a rehab here, possibly. Light rehab? No, maybe not. That's not a rehab. I'm looking for, are there investors that came out here? Here we go. This might be a rehab. I might call the agent here who listed this property, see if they represented a rehabber, and ask them if they know if that rehabber was looking to build. Here's another one. These are rehabs, right? So call the listing agents up, Justin Bolin, and see if their client or they know anybody who's looking to build a new house in that area. Sometimes in these are all older construction homes, right? This is a rehab here, maybe. Is that an older property? Probably. Look at the fence. But sometimes you can go in here and see the history of the property. You might need to go into county records and you can see, when the lot was bought, when the new construction was made. Anyway, so what would you offer on this property, guys? Type it in the comments. Let me know what you think. I would offer probably $1,000, and I don't care if they say no. There's just not a lot of activity going on in this neighborhood. There's sold houses, but not much sold vacant land. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, because, this is good that you're seeing a lot of sold homes in the last 3 months. That's really good. There's some rehabs. This is a new home way up here. That's a different subdivision. You're probably not going to build this house that big and that nice in this area. One other thing you should look at too, by the way, is you always want to look at the flood zone. You want to make sure, if you're in Redfin here, you click on flood, you want to make sure you're not in a flood zone or wetlands. All right, good. So what I'm going to do now is I want to see if anybody has commented or asked me any questions in the Facebook group. And see where we're at. Hold on here. Oh, we got 5 comments in that video. What's up, Natalie? Gina? Yes, these are being recorded and they are going to be in the Facebook group right where you're watching right now. Hi, Guido. Hi, Richard. Okay, Aaron said he would offer $9,000 times 25%. He would offer $22,050. That's a good number. I can tell you we'd probably both get rejected, but who knows? You won't know unless you make the offer. All right. So let's look on YouTube to see if anybody is watching there as well. Oh, good. I got a bunch of people on YouTube. What's up, YouTubes? And Simone says, hey, I love this live. I've been waiting for something like this. That's cool. You know what? I wonder if I can see. Hold on one second, guys. Do. Here we go. Nice. Oh, I can see the comments here. Oh, come on. This is awesome. I can see the comments here. I wonder if I can show them. Let me try. Yeah. I wish there is a way to show comments, but I can't figure that out right now. But I will answer your comments right now. DJ is asking, are all these deals that you are mentioning under contract, and do you know if these deals are being found through direct mail? I'd say 99% of our deals are coming from direct mail. Okay. Sometimes those students bring me deals, and students who bring me deals, they're getting them under contract by direct mail. This other deal we just looked at on Redfin, that came from the MLS. Yes, it's being recorded. Yvette, it's on my YouTube channel. It might be edited later on. It's inside the Facebook group as well. So somebody called Universe the Creator says, "Hey Joe, I'm looking for a septic. I'm sorry. Hey Joe, I'm looking for a specific plot of land. I was wondering if you could help me find something along the lines of it." All right, so tell me some more information. Universe the Creator. That's weird. Why do you call yourself that? But okay, what are you looking for? Give me some more information there. Hi, Brian. Simone, can you give us an example of what to offer for land that's at about $400,000 price point? Good question. When you get into that, like normally when we're flipping vacant land, we like to target lower price points, because you think about this, when you're targeting land, it's different than houses. With houses, it's very easy to sell a $400,000 house because there's a lot more demand for homes than there is for vacant land. When you're trying to sell vacant land, the pool of buyers is a lot smaller. Does that make sense? So you have to be careful. You got to make sure if you're making an offer on a $400,000 piece of land, you've got to make sure that it's a good deal and there's going to be somebody that wants to buy it. So when you get into that range, you need to make sure you're working with some good local realtors that can list your property and put it on the MLS. You need to make sure you have access to the funds, to the money to close on the deal if you have to. And you want to make sure that you're working with somebody who can maybe help you figure out if the piece of land can be subdivided, or if you can do entitlements or do something to improve the land and make it more valuable so you can sell it to somebody, right? Doesn't mean you have to go in there with shovels and heavy equipment and put in underground utilities and get it subdivided and do all of that. But you may need to do a little few things like get it rezoned, do a plot map, or pay an engineer to do something with it to get permission to do kind of that preliminary work so that when you do sell it, it's a more marketable property. So if you're new, this is my whole point. If you're new to the wholesaling land business, maybe don't do the $400,000 deals at the beginning. I like to target the smaller properties, the properties that are maybe under $100,000. But at the same time, if you are going to do those, I'm not saying don't do a $400,000 deal, but maybe now instead, go find somebody who is already doing those bigger land deals in that market and bring them the deal and partner with them on it. These are some of the best ways to do land deals, especially when you're new in the business, especially even houses. Find somebody else who's already doing them, who already has the money, who already has the title company, who already has the paperwork, who already has the buyers, who already knows how to do subdividing and entitlements and all of that. Bring them the deal that you get under contract with at least an option contract and say, hey, I got this good deal here. Do you want to partner with me on it? And let's split it 50-50. Would that work? Or probably not, because I got 5 other people I could call who might be interested in this deal. Right? That's what I'm saying. There's also, in my course, there's funding companies that you can bring deals to that will fund your deals. And these are companies that do a lot of vacant land and are looking for deals from guys like you and me who just don't want to do all the work ourselves, right? Like, I'm okay. What's the saying? A half of a watermelon is better than 100% of a blueberry. I don't know where that came from, but there's a lot of truth to that, right? Wouldn't you rather have half of a watermelon than full blueberry? So when it comes to, okay, let me say this too, wrapping this up, because the question was $400,000 price point, right? Well, with that case, I'm thinking, generally speaking, you don't want to be in at more than 50% of what it's worth. If you're going to bring a deal to a funding company that's going to fund your land deals, and it's worth 400, like if they can sell it for 400, probably the most they're going to lend you and partner with you on the deal is going to be 50% of that. Vague, general, approximate. That's at least the number they're going to want to try to get at. So if it's worth about 400, can you get it under contract for 200? And if you can, if you bring that deal to a funding company, you have a really good chance of probably finding somebody with the money that can close on that. And some of these funding companies that we work with, they'll just go ahead and close on the property as soon as possible. They'll close on the property. They'll do all the work of selling it using realtors, you know. I hope that helps, Seymour. What's up, Tony Sears? Oh, awesome. Tony just got his first batch of mail sent out this week. Good for you, Tony. Good for you. All right, so we still got some more time here. I was thinking maybe I could look at a deal that I've been looking at. And let me just look at my calendar to make sure we're good. Okay, I got 20 or 30 minutes. And I started late, so I think we're still good, right? Let me pull up this deal that I was looking at. And the lady's name, Linda. Was it Linda? No. All right. I should have looked this up before. Oh, wait. It's right here. I got it written down. It's in Clark County, Arkansas. Why can't I find it? All right, let me do a search another way here. Oh, I forgot. I kept the status as new. It's not new. Okay. So this was a deal. I did a YouTube video the other day where I actually got on the phone and started calling sellers live. And one of the leads that came in from a Facebook ad that my good friend Chris Chico from flipanywhere.com, go check him out. He did some Facebook ads for me, and he does a really good job. We're promoting his program that teaches you how to do this and does it for you this week. So anyway, he said, let's do some Facebook ads. Normally I get all of my land deals from direct mail. Love direct mail, but it's not the only way to get deals. This is really important too. Like, let's say you find a honeypot, a good area, a good market where you're doing a lot of deals, but you've already sent direct mail to them 4 times in the last year. What if instead you could do some Facebook ads and target the hottest markets in the United States? So Chris, that's what he's done for me. Anyway, so this was a lead. I did a video the other day where I'm calling all of these leads, and I went through about 6 of them, voicemail after voicemail after voicemail, and I'm thinking this is one of the worst videos of YouTube I've ever done in the history of YouTube. It's like the worst. Finally, the last lady answers her phones, and I talked to her for about 20 minutes. She's really cool. She just wants to get out of Dodge. She wants to move to Arkansas. I have to be careful about sharing too much sensitive information, right? Because it's just, I haven't closed this deal yet. But she's got an 8 3/4 acre property and a house that she wants to sell. Okay? 8 3/4. She's not sure what price she wants. I asked her these questions. She did say she thinks properties are selling for between $2,000 to $3,000 an acre. I asked her a question, if you remember, in this video where I said, what's most important to you, ma'am? Do you want to sell it for the highest price possible, or do you want to sell it for at the fastest way possible? Like, in other words, what's more important to you? Do you want to sell it fast, or do you want to sell it for a high price? Because I said, listen, I'm probably not your guy. If you want full price for this thing and you don't care how long it takes, I'm not your guy. I can recommend some realtors for you that can help you sell it. But I'm an investor. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. And she totally understands. I was asking her, why do you want to sell it? Sounds like a nice property. Why would you even want to sell it? Well, she wants to get out of Arkansas. She wants to move to Alaska. Now, Arkansas is beautiful, but Arkansas. Okay, I'd rather go to Alaska too. She's a lady, sounds like she's, older, elderly. She loves to fish, and the fish are bigger in Alaska, she said. It was a great conversation. I also talked to her about her house. But I just wanted to show you on her vacant lot, because I want to be careful sharing too much information about her. So I'm going to kind of walk through what I would do, how I would make an offer on her property. Now, her vacant lot is near Curtis, Arkansas. And I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you where this is, because it's in the middle of nowhere. No offense to people who live near Gordon, Arkadelphia, Gum Springs, Curtis, Arkansas. Let's see where this is. Where is this? Where's Arkansas? Oh yeah, it's south of Missouri. Okay. There's Fayetteville up there. Little Rock. Where's Little Rock? There's Little Rock. Okay, Little Rock's right there. By the way, my son's going to Harding University right there in Searcy. Cool little town. This is not much out there, right? That's okay. Sometimes these properties out in the middle of nowhere are the easiest ones to sell, because we can sell them to hunters, campers, people that want to just get off the grid, get away. So this is Curtis, Arkansas. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go to the Redfin. Let's just see what's going on there right now in terms of activity. Are there houses that are selling? What a great picture of this house right here. What is that? A power line going right through the middle of the picture. I tell you what, though, this is a realtor you want to get to list your house. Sorry, Gary West. Yeah, what a great picture. Maybe that's intentional, or maybe it's a vacant lot. I don't know what's going on here. All right, anyway, sorry. Whatever that is, they're selling it for $295,000. It's land. Okay. Wow. All right, whatever. So let's go back here to, we're in Curtis, Arkansas. Okay. Let's see. Our property that she wants to sell is almost 9 acres. I'm going to go to home type here, land. Again, let me say something. I really encourage you guys to get familiar with Redfin. Spend some time, dig around in it, get familiar with where the things are, how to switch from active for sale listings to sold listings, to land, to houses, to filter out properties that are too small, too big, and things like that, okay? So if I go here to filters, and I'll go to lot size, mine is almost 9 acres, right? So I'm going to do 5 to 10 acres. And that property was removed. Sometimes, if there's not enough, you just kind of need to go maybe 5 to 20 acres. And that property's still not there. So I don't know how big that property was, but it was bigger than 20 acres, bigger than probably what I'm interested in. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at for sales right now, vacant land only, properties between 5 to 20 acres, and there are none. For me, that kind of is a warning sign. I'm like, man, I don't know. There's not a lot of activity here. I don't know if I want to do this. Let me zoom out one more time. Still no results. Let me zoom out again. No results. So maybe I need to change my filters a little bit. Let's do 2 to 20 acres. 1. All right, so this is our comp. It's 3 acres for 62 grand. That's a for sale active comp, right? I don't know. Not all that thrilled about that, right? Let's look at solds. Last 3 months, nothing. Let's go last 6 months. Nothing. Let's go back to the last year. I don't know where this is, but this sold in October 22, so that was 9 months ago, 10 months ago. So if I get my calculator, I know you can't see this here, but I'm going to do 46,640 divided by 11 acres. It sold for $4,240 an acre. $4,240 an acre. But there's nothing around it. What's going on here? 2 to 20 acres. Nothing. Let's zoom out one more time. 6. Okay, good. I got 6. I'm going to sort this price low to high. Here's 55 grand. That's sold 3.4 acres. 73 grand, 6 acres. 88 grand, 20 acres. 125 grand, 11.25 acres. These are mostly more up here. So there's a little tool that I like to use. Let me move my guy. Let me move my mug shot over here so you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Oh, what just happened? Hold on a second, guys. Ha, that was scary. There's a little tool here that I like to use from a website called Pebble. I bring this guy a lot of business. Jesse Kwong's a good guy. If you go to pebblerei.com, he's got a free Chrome plugin that you can get right here if you scroll down, or this pop-up. It's a Chrome plugin for Google Chrome that you can use, and it will scrape land, whatever you're looking at. It'll scrape all of the land listings and give you the average and median price per acres. You get it for free. It's in Google Chrome. So I call it a doohickey. It's right up here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, shoot. You can't see it, but because for some reason it's not sharing my screen. I'm going to do a screenshot and show you what I'm looking at so you can see it. Because the software I'm using doesn't let you see. All right, so what I just did is I went in and I said, show me all of those properties that are in that list from Redfin and give me a median price per acre and the average price per acre. And these are solds. Do you see what it did there? So it just gave me this information. So when I'm calculating my offers, one of the things I'm just thinking about now is, wait a minute. This lady told me that the price range that they're selling for, which she thinks they're worth, is $2,000 to $3,000 an acre. But I'm looking here at those properties that I just pulled up. Thank you, Lydia. I'm seeing that they're selling for about $9,000 an acre. And I like looking at the median and the average there because that kind of tells me, the medians will take out the big outliers, the properties that are a lot more, you know what I'm saying? And the average. So it's right there. These properties are selling for about $9,000 an acre. However, there are some that are selling for $4,400 an acre, $7,300 an acre, $4,200 an acre. And there's some more down below in the screenshot I can't show you, but so maybe. The other thing I look at though is like, all right, well, let's look at actives. I'm looking at actives and there's some big properties here that are pretty expensive. Like this thing, why is this thing selling for 300 grand? It's only 2 acres. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll exclude some of the higher price properties in my search here in Redfin. So I'm going to go to price and I'm going to say, all right, just show me everything under 150. So now I have 4 comps under 150 grand between 2 to 20 acres. There's 4 of them. I want some more, so I'm going to zoom out one more time. All right, I'm going to write this down. Do I have my pen? Here's my pen. All right, so my average solds per acre, price per acre was 9,200, right? Wonder what the active average price per acres are. And you see now if there's 45 properties here. And Curtis is right here, right? Now if I wanted to, I could do the draw. And I could just say, all right, just give me the ones that are in this area. Do you see what I'm doing there? Now it's only giving me the ones in that area that I drew. If there's too many of them, let's just do that. So now I've got 13. This is good. These are 13 active listings for vacant land, and they range from 2 acres to much more. And you know what? I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more filter. I don't want to look at the real cheap ones, the real small ones. I'm going to do 5 to 20 acres. Let's do that. Now I've got 5 of them. And I'm going to remove my outline. Now I got 18. Let's do one more. Let's do 5 to 10 acres. Now I have 12. Okay, good. All right, so Redfin here, this is weird. They do this sometimes. It says I have 463, but I really only have 12 if I scroll down on the right. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, so here are, I'm zoomed out quite a bit, and you don't see them on the map right now because for some reason they're not showing up. But if I put my cursor over them, sometimes they pop up. Like you see that one, 60 way up there. And if I go to another one, there, this one pops up way up there. All right, anyway. So let's do the doohickey thing here. I'm going to click on the Pebble doohickey, and I know you can't see this now, but I'm going to screenshot this so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so this now is, remember I just did a doohickey thing for solds, and it says 9,200 median price per acre. Usually if there's 2 numbers, I look at the lower one. Now I'm doing actives, and I'm at about $8,600 an acre. Interesting, huh? All right, so I'm going to write this down. Actives, 8,600 an acre. So if I'm going to be making an offer, I'm usually, like, this is an area where it's way out in the sticks. There's not a lot of demand close by, nearby, right? So I'm going to be more conservative with my offer. I'm just going to offer 25%. I'm going to offer 25% of what I'm thinking they're worth. So if, you know, let me just get a calculator here. Online calculator so you can see what I'm doing. So we had 9,200 an acre, 9,200 an acre, and we also had 8,600 an acre. So then I average that. So that's 8,900 an acre. And I'm going to multiply that by 0.25. And I get 200. I'm sorry. I'm going to get times, I'm writing this down, 25%. I'm going to get 2,225 an acre. Okay. And then she has 8.75 acres. Times 8.75. So, I'm going to offer 19,469. Does that make sense? If I offered her $19,469, can I sell it and make at least a $15,000, $10,000 profit on it? So can I sell it for $30,000, $35,000? It's a good question. I'm looking at actives here, right? Let me zoom in. There's Curtis right there. This is my closest comp right here, 99,009 acres. I feel good about that, right? Do you think, and let me zoom out again. There's only one. Let me zoom out again. Now this is sorting low to high. You got to be thinking about how is my property going to be attractive? If it's 8 acres and I'm selling it for $35,000, it's almost 9 acres. How does it compare to this? Maybe I need to be thinking Yeah, you know what? Shoot. This thing, I don't know where it is, but in fact, let's click on it here. And map not available. Regardless, it's in the area. Looks like a nice property. Okay, so they're asking 35 grand. I want mine to be super attractive. This has been on the market for almost, 2.5 months. I'm going to do something a little different now. Let me show you what I'm doing on a spreadsheet here. Okay. Let's create a blank spreadsheet. My offer price number 1 was $19,469, right? Something like that. I'll zoom in here so you can see this real good. Let me move this guy over here. So then if I were to add, all right, so if I were to add realtor commissions, if I were to sell it for 30, I would pay a realtor $3 grand. And I would have closing costs. I would pay a realtor $3 grand. I would have a closing cost of maybe $1,500. And I would have my wholesale fee. I want to make at least 10 grand. And I have some miscellaneous costs of, $500 for pictures or whatever. So I would need to sell this price for my purchase plus realtor commissions plus closing costs plus my wholesale fee plus miscellaneous costs. I would have to sell it for about 35 grand. And then looking at Redfin here, that might work, but man, I don't know. I want to price mine. I want to be aggressive. I'm always conservative and aggressive in my pricing. Does that make sense? So I'm thinking, man, what if I listed mine for $29,900? What if instead I started with my sale price and I wanted to sell it for $29,950? And then I subtract these things. So my realtor commissions, I'm going to pay a realtor 7%. I'm going to be generous with my commissions, especially since it's a lower price property. I might pay 8 to 10% commissions. Let's pay a realtor 10%, because again, this is an area where there's not a lot of activity. Equals that times that. It's going to be hard to find a realtor. I want a good realtor that's going to work hard for me. My closing costs will be about $1,500. I want to make at least a $10,000 wholesale fee on this deal, and I might have $500 in closing costs. So now my offer price, number 2, you guys are with me, right? Now we're just kind of going backwards now. Equals that, minus that, minus that, minus that, minus that. So now I'm going to offer $14,955. That's what I'm going to offer this lady. I'm going to send her an offer for $14,950. Now remember her property is 8.75 acres. Okay, so our price per acre is what? $1,709 per acre, which she told me on the phone she thinks properties are selling for about $2,000 to $3,000 an acre. So maybe this will be a good deal. You understand? Simple math there. Don't complicate this too much. Sometimes we can dive really deep into the weeds and go deep into all these comps and like, oh man, what about this? What about that? I'm just looking at this from a big picture, zooming out, got a lot of comps here that are sold and for sale. And I'm thinking, all right, if I'm going to get my deal and I'm going to sell it, what do I need to price it at to be aggressive to sell it within 1 or 2 months? I think $29,950 might be good, right? Now, is that good? I think so, right? Remember we looked at solds, went to back to the last year. I'm going to be buying it for 15 grand. Yeah, I'm at the lower end of these comps here. That's good. If you see a bunch of comps for 18, 18, 25, 25, you don't want to be offering more than that. So if I'm going to be selling it for $29,500, I'm looking here. Yeah, okay, look, there's some properties that sold here. In that, here's one that sold for $37,000. It's got some stuff in it, but I'm feeling good about this, hopefully. Now, Curtis is the big thing. Like, I don't know. There's not much going down here. More properties up here. Not much down here. Nothing down here. So in my contracts, remember, we always have a, let me move my camera here so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, there's no blue things down here at all, right? So I'm thinking about, can I sell this property? I hope. This is why we have a 3 months to close on our contracts. Because if we can't find a buyer, we can go back to the seller, renegotiate, or negotiate other terms or something like that. All right, are we good? All right, listen, I think we need to wrap this up. I appreciate you all. Remember what I said at the beginning of this. If you want to get my simple land kit and get my direct mail swipe file, my scripts, my contracts, and the software, the calculators that I use to evaluate land deals and come up with offers, go to simplelandkit.com, simplelandkit.com right now to check that out. And it's free. It's absolutely free. I'll see you guys later. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to see if there's any questions right now. I'm going to see if there's any questions in the YouTube and Facebook comments. What do you recommend as a good monthly direct mail budget? Minimum $500. If you can spend more, that's better. There's other things you can do besides direct mail. Okay, you can contact realtors of older listings. You can contact for sale by owner of vacant lots. You can cold call, so you can download a list of vacant landowners, skip trace them, call them. You can do Facebook ads. There's a lot of other things you can do. I prefer direct mail. That's my favorite, rather, because if I can target specific properties that I want in specific areas that I want with specific owners that own them. I can target, 5 to 40 acres. I can target vacant landowners who have owned them for over 10 years who don't live in the county. So direct mail is good. And then when they're calling me, I'm then returning their call. And it's a different dynamic. That's why I like direct mail. I recommend if you can swing it, try to send at least 500 letters a week. Some of you, I know, that's challenging. You're not there yet. So start small. I was doing a class the other day. Some of you are on it. And we wrote a letter in this class that we send to sellers. You could send 20 of these a night. Every night while you're watching 1883, Yellowstone, whatever, handwrite 20 letters and then crumple them up. I'm telling you, this works. Open them up, fold them, put them in a handwritten envelope, and send it 20 of them a day. You will get calls. These things, they work really well. So if you don't have a budget, you can't send 500 a week, send 100 a week. If you can't afford hiring a mail company to do it for you, do it yourself. Just handwrite 20 a day. Have one of your kids do this. Can you please go over again the details of your Simple Land Kit program? Yeah, you can go there right now and see it. Let me share my screen. All right, you get my LandWatch hack, direct mail swipe file, my land wholesale contract, my land option contract. By the way, I was going to say this too. When you're doing deals in a little town like Curtis, you might not see much activity there, so maybe you're a little nervous about it. Well, then use an option contract. Say, Mr. Seller, I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy this. I'm an investor and I flip these things or I sell them with owner financing on payments. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a buyer. But I might be able to find a buyer. So I might be able to find somebody else who'd want to buy this thing. So the way this works is I have what's called an option contract. It just gives me the options. It gives me the option to buy the property if I find somebody else that will buy it from me. And they may say, well, go ahead and just find another thing, a buyer. We don't need to sign any paperwork. You say, no. The way it works is we have to get it under contract. So use an option contract. I can't pay you this for it, but I might be able to find somebody else who can. So then it gives you the time to find somebody else. The seller knows you're not actually going to close on the deal, and you're going to go find somebody else. And now you've got it. Now you sell that option agreement to someone else. The other thing is, what if the seller agrees to sell this property on terms? What if the seller wants 20 grand? And you say, well, I don't know if I can get you 20, but what if me or one of my buyers could get you 20? Would you be willing to take payments over time for that 20 grand? And they might say, yeah, maybe. How does that work? And then you explain to them, I'll pay you $200 a month until it's paid. Now you give the seller the price they want on the terms that you want. Now it may not be a deal you want to stay, but now you get it under an option contract to buy it for 20 grand with payments of $200 a month for 200 months until it's paid off or whatever. Does that make sense? Now, this land kit also comes with the Motivated Seller Land Script. This is a seller script that I use for my land deals, my due diligence checklist, my land agent helper, which will show you how to work with real estate agents. It's amazing. And my land profit calculator, which is a spreadsheet and another tool that's a software that will help you evaluate and make offers on land deals. And it's free? You kidding me? Also, I've got so many testimonials here. It's crazy amazing. I've got over 805 reviews. All right, guys, let's go. Let's wrap this up. I appreciate you all very much. We'll see you later. Okay, let me look one more time. Do we have any more comments? Thank you, Renee. Tony says, I can't get my Pebble to work. Tony, it's got to be in Google Chrome. So you've got to make sure you're using Chrome. And there's instructions on Pebble's website on how to use that extension. Guido. Yeah, somebody is telling Tony to make sure when you're looking at those properties, make sure you sort them by price from low to high. And then you have to make sure you scroll that list all the way down so all those properties load up. Oh, Facebook user saying, "Hey Joe, when you have time, you should share your diet secrets for losing 30 pounds." I lost 40 pounds, man, and it's really simple. Have open heart surgery. No, I'm just kidding. I lost most of that weight before my surgery, but I just started eating better. That was it. I was working out every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, for a year and a half, and I gained weight. It was just muscle. I wasn't losing any fat because I was eating whatever I want. Losing weight is 100% what you eat. As frustrating and disappointing as that is, that's what it is. So I just stopped eating sugars, like processed sugars. I stopped eating bread, like wheat, noodles, potatoes, starches, whatever. And I started eating vegetables, meats, and I ate some dairy, not much, like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, and goat cheese. Goat cheese is amazing, and sheep cheese. It's called something else, and that's it. Simple, less carbs, but I'm still eat some fruits. So there are good fruits you can eat. That's how you lose weight. I wish you could outsource weight loss to a virtual assistant, don't you? I mean, imagine if I could create a course on how to outsource exercise and weight loss and diet to VAs, I'd be a millionaire. Okay, real quick, one more question here. I see that people are getting a higher response with postcards versus letters. I'm getting less than 1%, and that other guy says he's getting 8% with postcards. Okay, it all depends on the county that you're targeting. You might be targeting a county that no one has ever done any direct mail in before. And of course, you're going to have a higher response rate. If you're targeting a competitive county where they're getting lots of mail, yeah, you're going to have less response rates. So it just depends entirely on the market you're in. It also depends on what your direct mail looks like. So yeah, when you're in like most markets in Florida, you're going to get 1% response rates. If you're going into Idaho, Nebraska, where there's not a lot of activity, not a lot of land investors, and start doing direct mail there, you're going to get, 5-10% response rates on those. Also, the person saying that they're getting 8%, they might be targeting an area where, and I've done this before, I target an area and I'm getting a huge response rate. I'm so excited. But everybody who's responding is like, they have crap properties and they're like 0.0001 acres. They're like cemetery plots and they're trying to sell them. And somehow I got them in my list. So I was excited because I was getting a high response rate, but it turns out I don't want these kinds of deals anyway. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up. Hope you got some value out of this. If you're watching me on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook or whatever, comment down below, share this video. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what some of your big takeaways are. Tell me what other kind of videos do you want to see me do. And go get simplelandkit.com. We'll see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.